All right, good win for us on Friday. Thought we beat a good Bowling Green team, able to survive at the end. There's obviously quite a bit of things we need to clean up if we're going to take our show on the road and win at VCU, who's very, very tough opponent. So, we reviewed some stuff with our team, and hopefully we'll get better in a couple areas. We can't go in there and turn the ball over like we've been turning the ball over. Turned over 16, 18 times a game in the exhibition, and in the game on Friday night, if we do that, it'll be a long night Wednesday night. So, thought our team did a good job adjusting both halves. We made 8 threes in the first half. We shot all shots in the paint and a lot of free throws in the second half. So being able to be versatile and do both of those things should help us, and hopefully we'll prepare well the next couple of days so we can give ourselves an opportunity to win on Wednesday night in a tough environment against a very, very well coached and very, very good team.
You were very upset with the turnovers Friday night. After looking at the tape, was it that bad, or
Yeah, it was bad.
were a lot of unforced?
We got to clean up a lot of the turnovers. We've got to clean those up. So, part of it was we got a little bit fatigued. I got to do a better job of subbing and making sure our guys aren't out there as tired as they are. But we've got to clean that up.
You gave a lot of praise about wanting Skylar and Javante to improve in the rebounding department. I mean, they both had 8 boards on Friday. I mean, how do you think they responded to?
Yeah, I thought they were great. I thought Skylar had 7 defensive rebounds, 1 offensive, and Javante had 8 defensive. So that was the reason we won the rebounding battle. We forced them to miss a lot of shots, and when your big guards can get in there and rebound, that helps you out. We're certainly going to need to team rebound on Wednesday night. Marco Santos Silva, the big kid at VCU, is as good an offensive rebounder as will play. He's top 5 in the country in terms of offensive rebounding percentage. So if we can't stick a body on him and our guards can't get in there and get physical and help us rebound down, we're going to be in trouble. So I think they did a good job, and we got to continue to see that, and it's got to be a consistent effort, and it's got to become a habit.
Coach, kind of piggybacking on what you said, I know this is a lot different team. How do you develop a bench early in the season, and how can you tell when maybe a guy isn't a starter but you can trust him?
Yeah, it's tough. You put the guys out there that you trust the most, and so we've got to you develop trust through practice and your practice habits and through your work habits, and so I've got to get Bishop on the court more. I trust him. He's a good player. It's just tough when you've got Javante and Skylar. You got to take one of them out sometimes. But like I said, those guys got so tired. Javante got so worn down in the second half. We got to get him in a little bit better shape. But then I've got to trust Bishop. I got to trust Marshall Graves. He's somebody who always does the right stuff. And we got to commit to putting those guys out there and continuing to develop Hyatt and get him minutes as well.
Coach, just the obvious question about going back to a place that was special for you, and then maybe a little something about the atmosphere at that place.
Oh, the atmosphere's incredible on any night. It'll be turned up even more, I'm sure, for us. But it's a great place. VCU is a great place. As a coach, you travel around a lot. That's the longest I've been one place. I was there for 4 years as an assistant. I was there for 2 years as the head coach, and so they've got tremendous fans. They have tremendous administration who really, really supports the basketball program. And Coach Rhodes is a awesome coach. He's done a phenomenal job there, and he'll continue to do a really, really good job. So it'll be as lively of atmosphere as we've played in a while when we go there. So every game's a sellout. They love their basketball, and they've got a really good team. They got a team picked to win the league. They've got good players, and so it'll be rowdy, but it should be fun.
Same topic, but just kind of in more the human side. I mean, what will it be like for you, just in terms of being in a familiar place around maybe some familiar people. I imagine there's still guys in their rosters, especially the upperclassmen who you know and may have followed. Just can you talk about it in that way at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's, a couple of the guys, were either there when we were there or we recruited. And so, I coached one of their guys who's one of their administrative folks, and I'm still very close with him, Darius. So, it's that's part of it. You don't like playing familiar foes all the time, familiar faces all the time, but that's the way it goes in college basketball. And so, at the end of the day, it's two really good teams playing each other in a high level environment. I think it'll help both of us. It'll help us as we move forward and get ready for road play and SEC tournament play, and an SEC play. And I think it'll help VCU as they get going in their schedule, and they've got they're going to a deal in Destin here in a couple weeks, and they're going to play Tennessee and some other really good teams. So I think it's a good game for both of us, and it should be an exciting, entertaining game.
You were able to coach a game in the PMAC again this weekend. Had you thought about that at all, or was there anything? Did you feel anything about that?
No, I was happy to be back. It was good to be back in familiar surroundings.
Do you think Trendon was pressing a little bit early in the game the other night?
Yeah, we actually talked about that yesterday. He's just got to calm down and be himself. I thought he was a little passive, a little bit just jittery. Just be yourself. Don't be anything you're not. Don't be anything somebody else. Just be yourself. If he just lets his hair down and plays a little bit, he'll be fine. Just play off your instincts, play fast, play physical, and do what got you here. You don't have to change anything. And so I think sometimes it takes those younger guys a little bit of time to adjust, and I think he understands, and he'll be much better as we move on. But at the end of the day, let's keep it in perspective. He didn't play great. He still had 10 points and 7 rebounds. It's a pretty good day at the office for most players. But I think our expectations are higher. I know his expectations are higher, and he's gonna meet those as we continue to move through the season.
How did you feel about the motion of your offense and the ball movement with Skylar and Javante running the point for that?
It wasn't as good as it should have been. It wasn't as good as it could have been. I know we still scored almost 90 points, but we weren't nearly as good offensively. If we cut and move and screen like we did on Friday night, if we do that Wednesday, we're just going to get annihilated. So we've got to be crisper with our cuts. We've got to have better ball movement. We've got to have cleaner catches, cleaner passes. But we were way too stagnant for too long a period of time for my liking. So I thought Javante and Skylar played well. I'm not saying it was necessarily them. I think it was a combination of a lot of guys were standing and watching. We got a lot of ball watchers as opposed to ball chasers and guys who will move and cut. And so that's an area we've got to continue to get better in.
How close do you feel Marlon Taylor is to return to the court?
Well, we'll see. It's been up and down. We've got a meeting this afternoon about it, actually. So, he could, in theory, play Wednesday, or he could be out another 2 or 3 weeks. We got to kind of make a call here the next hour or two. So stay tuned. I don't really know. He was going to play Friday. Tried to practice on Wednesday and Thursday and just couldn't move well enough to practice. And so, we're going to kind of reevaluate it this afternoon, kind of see where things are, and then we'll make a decision that's best for him after that.
Coach, knowing how many guys you lost, how big of a challenge do you think it is for you personally to try to stack anywhere near the season that you had last year this year? When you look at, really in a lot of ways, you have some guys back, but not a lot.
I don't look at it like that. I look at it from the perspective of, you got to play the cards you're dealt. So this is the team we've got, and we've got a good team. And so what can we do to maximize what we have with this team? We don't need to compare it. There's an old saying, comparison's the thief of joy. So we don't need to compare it to last year's team, or certainly 2 years ago's team, or 3 years ago's team. This is the team we've got this year, and it's my job as the coach, and it's our job as the coaching staff to maximize the guys we've got. And we've got plenty of talent. We've got plenty of good enough players to win a lot of games. Now, what's that going to look like at the end of the year? Is it going to look as good as last year? I don't know. It may not look as good. It may look better. I don't know how it's going to look. But it's our job to maximize the guys that we have. And we've got plenty of good enough guys. If we put them in the right positions, if we coach them well and we stay healthy, to win a lot of games and be a very, very good team. So I look at more from the perspective of not worrying about what we don't have, but focus on what we do have. And what we do have is a really good group of guys, a hard-working, blue-collar group of guys that listens and can take things from the film room and get it on the court. And it's our job to put them in the right positions where we can try to maximize the talent that we have with this group.
Coach, the last time we heard you talk about the football team, it was the off-season. Now you're kind of busy. But are you still going to make time to be a fan of this team? And what did you think of Saturday?
It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. So it was awesome Saturday. That was awesome Saturday, and hopefully we can keep it going. Keep it going. Maybe a couple trips to Atlanta for you guys. One for sure. Hopefully another, right?
What did you see from your 2-point defense, 10 of 40 for them inside the paint?
It was good. I mean, I thought we did a good job. We forced contested jump shots. We did a pretty good job shielding and squaring up around the rim. You know, the flip side of that is our 3-point defense wasn't very good. And we gave up 25 points in the last 6 minutes of the game, which was horrendous. And so we've got to certainly get better there. We had a couple of the threes we gave up. We blew some switches. We made some fundamental mistakes. We took some bad shots. We gave up one on a blown switch. We gave up one when we were there and the guy didn't feel us. And we gave up 2 in transition D off our own bad shots. So that's 4 threes. You take those away, you had a pretty good night. And we gave up one with 15 seconds left where we just had very little effort. So you take those 5 away, you have a much better night defending the 3. But overall, I think our defense has been good enough. Our offense doesn't help our defense all the time, and so we've got to focus in on that and be better there.
Will, the fall signing period starts this week. Just kind of what are you expecting in terms of signing and
Good players.
If you could expand on that just a tad, that'd be great.
I mean, we're working. We'll sign multiple guys during the signing period here. So we may have a few more to add here down the stretch.